Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kickoff Discussion Podcast. Well, Arsenal secured a 2-1 victory at the Emirates Stadium against Brighton. And now I'm a little bit relieved because, these are games that Arsenal failed to win last season. And the way we have been dispatching this team, well, it's not really that impressive, but at the end of the day, we are still getting the victories, which was really, really important at this point in time because, earlier today, Manchester City have also won their game against Nottingham Forest 2-1 before we came against Brighton. And luckily for us, we also got the victory. So there are some things I was happy about in that game, and there was some things that I wasn't pleased about because the way we drop our standards, most especially when we are leading a team, most especially the smaller teams, to let them have possession of the ball is really something that has been a disappointment from my own point of view from Arsenal because when you let your opponent off the hook, do you understand? Once they build that confidence, they are going to give you problem, and that is one thing Man City sometimes doesn't allow their opponents to do. So Arsenal need to learn from all these things because it has been happening for like 3-4 games now. The same thing happened against Sunderland. Do you understand? The same thing happened against Wolves. And some games that we've managed to win, which gave us some problems last season. But I just believe that Arsenal just need to learn, to be honest, because if we let the opponents off the hook, most especially the smaller teams, once they build that confidence, they are coming at you just to get a goal. And eventually they got an equalizing goal in that game. So let me just start from the beginning. Now the lineup, I would say Declan Rice played from the right back, obviously, which is not a familiar role to him, right? But the way he played in that role today was really, really impressive from my own point of view because he played really well in that role. Do you understand? But that says another thing to me because the level of injuries that Arsenal have had this season is really, really mind-boggling, right? Arsenal has really been unlucky with injuries, and I'm happy that Gabriel is back to the team because ever since he has got injured, there wasn't really that stability in defense for Arsenal because we have considered stupid goals, I have to say. But coming back into the team, I believe is going to bring that stability back into that defense. And earlier in the game, Vitor Gyökeres got a brilliant opportunity, which I think he should have done better. But from my own point of view, I believe that there still a lot of improvement for him to make. Do you understand? Because this is his first season, obviously, back into English football, but I believe he is improving, right? He is improving, but the opening opportunity that I had in that game, from my point of view, I think he should have just lobbed the ball over the goalkeeper. Do you understand? That's the best he could do. But he played the ball straight into the goalkeeper's arm, which I think wasn't really good from my own point of view from him. And one thing that I love from Arsenal in that game was Arsenal's organization, most especially in the first half. The way we organized, the way we pressured Brighton, and the way we mount that high press against them, which forced them to make mistakes, right? It forced them to make some crucial mistakes in that first half that gave us another control and stability in that game. But in the second half, right, it wasn't the same because Arsenal we dropped that standard, we let them have the ball, we respected them by dropping deep, and that cost Arsenal so dearly because initially in the opening minutes of this video I said that the way Arsenal drop deep, most especially when we are leading, is really, really not good enough from my own point of view, and I believe Arsenal should learn from all this going forward because we never can tell, and sometimes we might not be lucky. Do you understand? We might not be lucky, and again, prior to that moment, in the first half, the way Arsenal controlled the game, we really, really put Brighton under so much pressure that they could not even have any shots at Arsenal's goal in the first half. Nothing to show from them, and I believe that was what I was thinking. That was what I was expecting from second half. But we let them have those moments in the game, and we also created opportunities which we wasted. We wasted lots of opportunities, which I think should have been goals, right? The opportunity for Gyökeres, the opportunities for Saka, the opportunities for Martinelli. These are glaring opportunities that could have resulted in the goals, right? But we let ourselves down, and Bukayo Saka also created some opportunity which, like, there was some crosses on the ground across the 6 yard box, which I think Gyökeres should have been there. Do you understand? But there's a whole lot of things for him to improve on, and subsequently going forward, I think it will improve. And David Raya as well kept Arsenal in that game, because the moment the pressure was coming towards our goalpost, he made a crucial saves against Jacob Amente, which I think really kept Arsenal in that game. Because if that ball had went into the back of the net, I think it will be game over, because I don't see any way Arsenal can come back, because that will give them that morale to come back against Arsenal, because initially they had gotten an equalizer from Gomez, right? But from my point of view, I think the game wasn't bad, but Arsenal just need to learn from all these little mistakes that we made in that game. And again, lastly, the moment of the game, Martin Odegaard got the opening goal for us in that game, which I think was really good for him at this point in time, because he has not really been scoring this season, and due to the level of injuries I had, he's beginning to get that confidence back. I've seen a lot of criticism about Martin Odegaard, and I was a little bit disappointed in those who are criticizing him. Do you understand? Because this has been a player that has been consistent with the performance, most especially last season for Arsenal, and he has really been that creative mind behind Arsenal's play. But this season he is just coming back to his confidence, just coming back to his best, and getting that goal in that game will really go a long way to help him. And I will give the credits to Declan Rice, because the movement he made into that box created that acre of space for Martin Odegaard to pick his angle and to take his shot, which I think was really great. And in the 52nd minute, we got the second goal from a corner, obviously, because Ruta was looking to flick the ball out of play, but he flicked the ball into his own net, which was own goal, and it was to Arsenal's advantage, which I think was good for us. And from set plays, I think we have been getting good goals. Do you understand? And again, in the 61st minute, Gomez got the equalizing goal for Brighton, which was initially it was a good ball into the ball that struck the upright before the rebound was made by Gomez. So for me, all in all, I think that goal was due to complacency. I've said it earlier, it was due to complacency. But all in all, I think the game wasn't a bad one. But let's just wait and see what happens in subsequent games as well, because the way Arsenal has been responding since this fight between Arsenal and Man City has begun is really been great. So I'm happy that Arsenal restore the 2 lead on top of the Premier League table. So in 3 days time we are still going to play another game, so I'm looking forward to that game as well. So drop it in the comment section, let me know what you think. These are just my own opinion about the game. If you're just coming across this video for the first time, please do wait to like and subscribe, and if you're already there, please click the smiley button and drop it on the comment section. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode, and bye for now.